presidents, you know. You made it a hotline, I made it a hot
podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to the Dead Presidential Society, where every day is President's Day, the only podcast about presidents, for presidents, by presidents. We set the precedent in the present. This is episode number... Which number is it?
Oh, God. 5?
President number 5, James Monroe. I'm James Fitz, president of the Hair Club for Men. My co-host is Doug Holmeyer, president of Good Times and Fast Lovin'.
That's right.
Our guest is Kenzy.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Now, Kenzy, is it true that you are the president of Green Acres?
President of Green... What? Yeah, totally.
This is the place to be.
Yes, Green Acres.
All right.
Oh, I was thinking
1994.
Green Gables.
Oh,
I was going to
no.
make an Anne of Green Gables reference.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Do-do.
Dun, dun.
I also haven't actually seen
Yeah, you're
Anne
the
of
president.
Green.
You know what it's... You told me you weren't the president, but you know how the Green Acres song goes?
Oh, everybody knows that song.
Yeah, it's
We
pretty...
talked about that before. We know this.
I think we did mention it in an earlier episode.
2 bits.
Yeah, we have done 4 of these so far.
All right, so first things first. First
Wives Club, my favorite category.
Our favorite section.
First Wives Club.
So, James Monroe's wife, we all know her.
Yep. You remember?
No.
Elizabeth
Yes.
Northright Monroe?
Oh, yeah. Great girl.
Yeah, due to her fragile health, she wasn't the acting first lady for all of Monroe's term.
She was, what, an understudy then?
Well, she had her daughter,
No,
Eliza.
nothing?
Understudy? Elizabeth's mother.
Yeah.
Rather.
Wait, Eliza and Elizabeth are different people?
Yeah, Elizabeth is the wife. Eliza's the daughter.
The wife of who?
James Monroe.
James
Okay.
Monroe. This is the presidential podcast.
Did you not read the packet
The
we gave
most
you?
presidential
Nope.
podcast
Oh.
for presidents.
Didn't
by
get a
presidents.
packet.
Yes, you did.
By
No, I didn't.
Did you
presidents.
check the mail?
What mail?
Oh, that actually brings me into my favorite category.
Time for...
Well, we've talked about the first wife. We've talked about females. Now we need to talk about the males. We're talking about the post office.
Post office.
All right, let's party.
What, do you remember James Kenzy, President Monroe's relationship with the post office?
No.
No,
Unfamiliar.
Doug, I did a little bit of research on the post office. Can't remember James Monroe's name coming up.
That's because I was looking at a different page. I didn't do it for this one.
Oh, well, let's go back to First Wives Club.
Yeah, first, that's more interesting anyways.
So, something interesting about Elizabeth and James Monroe, they got married by this guy, Benjamin Moore, and he's most famous for he gave Alexander Hamilton communion on his deathbed. So Alexander Hamilton, we all know from our previous episode, that he died in a duel with Aaron Burr. He
Badass.
challenged Aaron Burr to a duel, and he got shot, mortally wounded.
Okay.
Anyway, this guy, Hamilton was like, I want to become religious. I want communion, because if you get communion, we all know, then all your sins are absolved. And so if you do it right at your deathbed, it's kind of like cheating.
Yeah, is it cheating or is it just... I don't know. I feel like that's the best way to go about it.
I thought you
It's
had
just
a,
more fun that way.
But if you-
who's he cheating on?
If you die on accident and you've waited that long, then you have to go to hell, I think. Or maybe purgatory.
I thought you had to
Was
confess.
William the president of purgatory?
What? William was the president of Purgatory.
Yeah.
But we will not get to that, to a different episode, which we may or may not have recorded by now.
May not have recorded.
Okay. I don't feel like that's cheating, though, by any means. What is he cheating on?
Well,
God, I guess.
I'm actually going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to say it's ballsy because he's waiting till the last minute. He is planning this out.
Yeah.
So that's just high stakes gambling.
It's a
that
risk.
he's going to be able to find a minister of some sort,
Yeah, he'll give him
priest,
communion
I
in the
guess.
amount of time.
just right there at the end.
Yeah. Ballsy's the right term.
Yeah.
But we already talked about all this before.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, we all know that during Monroe's presidential term, the White House had previously been burnt down to the ground in the war. It happens. But, as a result, he and Elizabeth had to entertain and live at their own house. They had to host all these political parties at their own house. And it was a tremendous financial burden on them. So, at the end of his presidency, they were bankrupt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a typical presidency, though. Wasting a bunch of money on stuff you don't need.
That was the post office thing that I had. Did you know that the Postmaster General is the second highest paid government official after the president?
Oh, wow, good for him.
Or her. The current Postmaster General is a woman. So it's 2018, Kenzy. Please get with the program.
All right. My bad. I was going off percentages.
Wow. Really? I wonder how many there have been. We can figure that out by listening to every episode.
Yes.
Fine.
All right, time for presidential nicknames,
Presidential nicknames.
My favorite category.
where we give the president a nickname.
All right.
James Monroe, if he were to get a nickname, what do you think? What do you got a good nickname
You
for
gotta-
him?
yeah.
James Monroe.
I'm personally thinking Old Hickory.
It's a tough one. Old Hickory.
Yeah, what do you think?
That's a
Old Hickory?
terrible name.
He got shot?
No, that's Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton?
He just got married by the guy who gave the communion to Alexander Hamilton.
That's a distant connection.
Well, it's like 6
I
degrees
vote-
to Kevin Bacon.
I vote his nickname is Distant Connection. All right.
Ooh, distant
Ooh,
connection.
I don't really listen to rap music,
That's-
but I will look into that.
That's
That
pretty
sounds
good name. Because it could be a distant connection to anything.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Distant connection to anybody who's been shot.
Mm.
That works for me. Distant connection. But his
Distant
actual
connection.
nickname, I'm gonna read 2 nicknames out, and I want you to tell me why he was called that. The first one is the Era of Good Feelings President. Why was James Monroe, 5th President of these United States of America, called the Era of Good Feelings President?
Was he handing out lots of wheat? Is that why?
Wheat.
Was wheat in high
Ooh,
production at the
I like
time?
that. Yeah, that'd give me the good feelings.
That was close, but wrong. No, it's he was
He was the president during the era of good feelings?
pretty much. I mean, he was the president when there was like only one political party.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
That makes it pretty easy.
What was that party?
it was the Democratic Republican Party.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, they kind of just combined them.
Yep. Well, actually, it was before they split apart.
Yeah. Very similar
Yeah,
thing.
right on.
The second one,
Yeah, second
which
one.
is the more fun one, I think. Why was James Monroe, 5th President of these United States of America, called the last cocked hat?
The last
pretty good
cocked
nickname.
hat. Dude, distant relation isn't as good anymore.
No.
The last cocked hat. Oh man, let me guess. He was the last cocked hat because he shot someone who was wearing one of those 10-gallon hats.
And there was a rooster standing on top of it?
Now he cocked his gun.
Oh.
I was thinking
cocked his
that
gun.
it's because he wasn't
Yeah.
chicken.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's chicken. Was he a chicken?
You sure it doesn't...
No, he was a person.
What is it? Was it cooked hat? His last
Clearly.
cooked hat? Did he
Cocked.
cook his hat and eat it?
No, it's cocked.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Did he put feathers in his hat? Lots of chicken feathers.
Yeah.
No, but I have an interesting anecdote about that.
Oh.
About putting feathers in your hats. You know the
Colin-
Yankee Doodle
Called
song?
macaroni?
Yeah,
Yeah.
put a feather in his cap and called it macaroni.
Yeah, the presidential slogan of our president.
What? What?
We all know from our presidential slogan section from a may or may not have recorded podcast that Yankee Doodle was one of the campaign slogans for our president.
Sure.
Man,
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know that. You keep saying we all know this presidential stuff.
Maybe if
I
you
don't
were
know any
committed
of
to
this
that.
presidential stuff.
Kenzy, I thought you were a loyal listener. It's all right. You'll catch up.
But essentially,
Yeah,
the Macaroni Club was a club in England whose members had all studied in Italy and came back with the passion for the food and the arts and whatnot. And so it was a very fancy, highfalutin club. So it's actually it's a derogatory term
Aziz
for an
Ansari.
American.
Like Aziz Ansari.
What? You
In
just
that TV show.
Master of None?
Yeah.
What did he do in it? Or
He went
what's the
to Italy
connection?
to learn how to make pasta.
Dude, he got really good at it too, and he was fluent in the Italian language as well.
Call him macaroni.
Yeah. Aziz
all
Macaroni.
right.
I guess I won't finish that story. Never mind. Look it up online.
That's the story.
essentially it was a derogatory term because an American would put a feather in their hat and think they're all fancy and highfalutin, so they would call it macaroni after the Macaroni Club of London.
Yeah, you better watch out. Don't call me macaroni.
Yeah,
Shit's gonna go down.
right.
So,
That's actually the majority of gang violence nowadays. Is a direct result of feathers in relations to hats.
do you think
Yeah.
macaroni's a good nickname for Matt or for James Monroe?
Yeah, I can see that.
Was he the ambassador to Italy? I don't think he was.
No.
I don't think that'd be a good nickname for him. All right, time for presidential cabinet.
My favorite section.
Let's open up the cabinet.
What's inside, Kenzy?
What's inside the cabinet?
Yeah, what's inside the
We
cabinet?
got some presidential cabinet
Anything?
members.
Any cabinet?
It's the presidential cabinet
Any person?
for James Monroe.
Oh, the presidential cabinet for James Monroe.
Yeah,
All
what
right,
kind
what's
of
inside his cabinet?
which
got-
positions do we have?
He's got he's got one of those big wigs.
He's
in his
got the
cabinet.
Secretary of
Oh, okay, Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of War.
Yeah, the Secretary
Okay.
of Defense wasn't a position until
they
much
call-
later.
They called it Secretary of War.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot.
They also
Well,
have the
actually, no,
Secretary of
the,
the Navy at this point too.
The Secretary of War is different than the Secretary of Defense. They were, I believe, for a short period of time, two separate positions, and then the Secretary of War was abolished.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
we did have a Secretary of the Navy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who's our Secretary of the Navy?
Benjamin William Crowninshield.
Did we have a
Okay.
secretary for each branch of the military at this time?
I don't think so. Well, to be fair, we only really had
We only really had a
the
Navy.
Army and the Navy
Oh,
at
yeah.
that point.
Air Force was
Yeah,
it
very
was-
in
it was-
production.
Yeah.
Just Ben Franklin out there with a kite that had guns attached to it.
And a key.
No, but Benjamin William Crowninshield was one of the first people that was elected due to gerrymandering.
Oh,
Fun times.
yeah, cheaters.
Gets the ball rolling.
I also have an
Crossfire.
anecdote about that, but I know you guys aren't actually going to pay attention.
Wait, tell me more.
Oh, about gerrymandering?
Yeah, that's where you like change the boundary lines of a voting district, so
Yeah.
that way someone can get elected.
You can
Exactly.
sway
So,
the vote.
It was a political cartoon that it showed up on. And it was someone in a publisher's office somewhere, and they saw the new outline for the district. And I believe the person that redrew it was a guy named William Jerry or something like that, right?
Ah.
And the editor looked at it, and someone said, "Hey, that looks like a salamander." And then the editor said, "That's not a salamander, that's a gerrymander." And that's where that term comes from.
Wow.
Right on.
But despite being elected through semi-illegal means, he also ended our war with pirates.
Oh, heck yeah,
Aw.
dude.
Because
Pirates.
we were at war with pirates, apparently.
Wow.
Really? Did he get the pirates on his side to
No, we were
fend off?
fighting pirates.
And we
Okay.
gave up. We
won.
We won the war.
We won the war on pirates.
What did they give us?
Wasn't that around Cuba?
Did they give us all their booty?
No, we
The
signed a
doubloons?
treaty that they ignored, and then we stopped paying
signed a
them
treaty
money.
with
Yeah,
them?
we signed a treaty with pirates.
I wouldn't trust
It
it.
was called
hey,
the,
Pirates Stop Plundering Us.
It was the Second Barbary War.
Oh,
And,
from the Barbary Coast.
yes,
That's where the
the
pirates
best,
were.
the most well-dressed of the pirates are from the Barbary ones.
Ah.
Funny joke. Yeah, but we were at war with pirates, and then it ended because technology advanced and they couldn't keep up. So I imagine there's still like Amish pirates out there
Oh,
thinking that the 18th century was like the best era for pirates.
yeah, they could probably use all the pirate technology.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm down with pirates, guys. Pirates are awesome. They
So-
plunder. They go around having lots of fun. It seems like a good life as a pirate.
So you're
But
against
anyways.
you're against Monroe's acts, then? You think he should have continued the war? Because I feel like pirates really only exist in a state of war.
Yeah,
You know, if there's no war going on, then
Well-
are you really a pirate?
at least political instability.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Well, or just like looting random ships that come by. I mean, there doesn't have to be a war for that. To
Yeah,
continue
but I feel like
piracy.
the warfare environment is very conducive to pirating because, the military is otherwise engaged. So they're not going to worry about a single merchant vessel being attacked. We've got other stuff to do. Where if it's a navy at peace, and then all these ships are getting attacked, they have to do something.
Yeah.
So, if you want to be a pirate, start a war, Kenzy, is what I'm saying.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But
Like,
interesting call by
like
Monroe.
from Princess Bride. How they started, he kidnapped the princess to start the war.
Yeah.
And he was a pirate. Yeah.
I never liked that.
Something for the back burner.
I like that movie, but my problem with that movie is he's a Sicilian, right? I forget the character. Vizzini.
Yeah,
Vizzini is a Sicilian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means Sicily exists, but somehow they made up two fictional countries that are going to war. It's like Gilder and something else.
Yeah, Radner.
Yeah, that are going to war. Yet somehow Sicily is still a place, and then Iceland is still a place because that's where Fezzik has been training,
and China too,
or Greenland or something like that.
Never start a land war in Asia. Asia exists,
and then Australia is still a place because that's where the poison comes from.
Yeah. So you're hung up because they have fake places and real places?
Exactly. choose one.
All right, William Wirt was another cabinet member of James Monroe.
Yeah, this is.
What was his thing?
Yeah, what was he? Cabinet member?
This is hilarious. Okay. After his stint as Attorney General, he was selected as the presidential candidate for the anti-Mason party, despite the fact that William Wirt was a Freemason. And he regretted it immediately after getting the nomination and proceeded to not do anything for his campaign.
Okay.
And actively avoided writing any letters or even responding to letters, and he still won Vermont.
Yeah. That's a typical
That's
government
impressive.
worker.
Yeah. Good enough for government work.
Right.
Doing nothing at all. Still winning.
And to this date, he is the most successful presidential candidate from Maryland, despite not doing anything for a party he shouldn't have even been involved with.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened, him being a... Did you think they didn't know he was a Mason?
I think he, said some snide fact at a party once, then just word got around, but he wouldn't, diss the Masons in public ever. He was just this guy that was...
Yeah, you'd think for the anti-Mason party, you'd want to be pretty anti-Mason.
Right?
Yeah.
Not actually be a Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
about as
hypocritical.
non-anti-Mason as you can be.
Right? Unless it's
about-
an inside job where they're trying
Yeah.
to dismantle it.
Yeah,
That could be the thing. Maybe
Could be.
the Ku Klux Klan.
He was a spy.
What?
No, you infiltrated them from the inside. All right, time for my favorite section. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, where we thank our president for their service, if they served in the military.
Okay.
Did James Monroe serve in the military, Kenzy?
I'm guessing yes.
In fact, he did.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Fought in the Revolutionary War.
Oh, badass.
And we thank you for your service.
Thank you, James Monroe.
Now it's time for thank you for your cervix, where we thank the president's mom for being a good mom. Thanks, Elizabeth Jones, mother of president.
President of being James Monroe's mom.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mama Monroe.
That's like president on president squared.
We thank you for your cervix.
So should we go on to presidential parents?
Presidential parents.
I think we already covered, we didn't actually cover half.
We only covered one of the presidential parents. So should we go into Joseph Jones, James Monroe's uncle?
Not actually a parent, but yeah, why not?
Well, he's kind of a surrogate parent. He was good friends with Thomas Jefferson. But they got they had a debate about how the Constitution should be structured. So,
Yeah, this is actual research, not just a setup for a joke.
yeah.
That's why it's boring, and I was just going to just skip over it.
No.
But essentially, he wanted the Bill of Rights, and that's Joseph Jones.
He wanted the Bill of Rights.
Yep.
That
How do you
uncle?
feel about that?
Presidential parents.
Presidential uncle.
Presidential uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should make it a presidential uncle special
Hey, man,
edition.
I think we can all agree rights are good to have. So, thank you,
Yeah.
Uncle Monroe.
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
Kenzy Forler supports the Second Amendment in its entirety.
All right, now it's time to rank the president
Great. Putting words
where
in
we
my mouth.
rank the president of all the dead presidents. We decide how we rank for. I forgot to give you.
All right, just write it down, Kenzy.
You just keep it in your head.
Yep.
All right.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, 15.
It's going to go 11.
I was going to go 17.
Ooh, interesting.
Ah.
I don't know why, though. I actually don't have a great grasp on presidential history. So
Why
that
did
was
you?
just a
Oh,
comment.
that's all right.
Podcast.
You guys-
Not everybody's an expert.
You guys asked me. I didn't even know the name of the podcast.
Okay, that is just blatant
Wow.
disregard for all the work that we put into this.
Right now.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. I
I'm
really do.
wearing the t-shirt.
Oh,
All right. Time for presidential firsts.
Presidential firsts.
Oh, our last category.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
This is going to be fun.
James Monroe was the first president to have served in the United States Senate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What did he do with the Senate?
He was a senator.
Okay. And did he accomplish anything?
And he was the first president to have a child get married in the White House. He's also the first person to live in the White House.
That's kind of cheating, but okay. He was the first president to ride on a steamboat.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A few other things. First president to issue a doctrine.
Wait,
first
I wanted to
president
say
to
about-
serve
wait,
as
wait,
Secretary of War. First president to eat a peach. First president to be physically
All
accosted
right, I
while
want to
in
take a
office.
time out. So he married a kid in the White House?
Yeah, his kid got
Well,
married.
no,
in
he
the White
didn't
House.
marry the kid.
Okay, his kid got married in the
Yeah.
White House.
Yeah, in the blue room.
Slightly
How
different.
On the
old
state
was
floor.
this kid?
1820.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Right on.
Wait, that is
people
the
make
year, I
mistakes
think.
like that all the time.
But about the steamboat,
Yeah.
the reason that he was the first president to ride on a steamboat, James Madison was notoriously afraid of steamboats.
Is that a fact?
Ah,
But it certainly sounds like something that could be a fact.
yeah.
They might explode
And
back then, you know.
He was afraid of peaches as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, did not know that.
How
Very
can
fearful
one-
guy, that Madison.
Yeah.
He could have been the first of a lot of things, but c'est
Yeah.
la guerre.
So many opportunities.
And of course, before Madison, peaches didn't exist, so that's no one else had a chance.
Yeah, the presidents of America wrote a song about that.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was also the first president to issue a doctrine,
Okay.
the Monroe Doctrine. Are you familiar?
Okay, I'm not, no.
It's all about manifest destiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time for Mr. Congeniality.
Mr. Congeniality. Well, that didn't come out.
1816. That's for the guy who lost the election.
Okay.
Yeah, we give him a little bit of congratulations for trying, an A for effort, a B for effort.
Yeah,
That's pretty 2018.
We give him a Mr. Congeniality for effort.
exactly.
Okay,
It
everybody
comes
gets
with
a
a gift
trophy
card
now.
to Jimmy John's, that sort of thing.
You get one stale loaf of
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Lumpical.
bread. Unfortunately, King lost the election so badly that the Federalist Party, who he ran under, became defunct on a national level afterwards. So he lost so bad that his whole party lost. Fortunately, he was able to remain in the Senate for another 10 years due to a split in the New York Democratic Republican Party. Yeah, kind of interesting. So he was able to represent a defunct party for 10 years in a major state. I guess they were all pretty major back then.
Yeah.
Mr. Congeniality. Oh, wait, what was his name? King?
You just said King. His first name isn't written down. I just assume he's King or something. President King. That would've been
Rufus
weird.
King. Rufus King.
Oh, he
That's
wasn't
right. His
actually a
campaign, James Monroe's campaign slogan was "Send him back to the doghouse."
Okay. Because he's Rufus. That's a
It was
dog's
Rufus, and
name.
That's a dog's name.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
But we won't
clever.
even need to go into presidential slogans.
No wonder he won.
That's for another episode.
Yeah,
Time for
my favorite section.
Heights of power.
Heights of power.
Heights of Power.
Heights of power.
All right, all right.
Heights of power. Now, how tall? Kenzy Forler.
James Monroe?
Yeah.
James Monroe.
Say, presidents are usually pretty tall, but back then people were shorter.
Ooh, B zone.
Let's
He's
go
got
with a
two variables.
5'8".
Ooh, 5'8".
Pretty close.
short.
Pretty close. It was actually 6 foot
feet
even.
tall.
Oh, okay.
6 even.
Yeah.
Right on. That's a good height.
Flat 6.
Yeah.
Most presidents have been 6 foot or above, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
pretty. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
All right, time for presidential birthdays.
Yeah, let's do birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
Who has the same birthday as our president?
President Monroe?
Yeah, President Monroe.
I'm gonna
He was
guess-
born on March 16th.
You know anyone born on March 16th?
Do I know anyone born on March 16th?
I do. I got a list of 5 people named.
March
If you got anyone,
birthdays.
throw 'em in.
Lady Gaga?
Wow.
Was she March
Yeah, you're
16th?
right. Well, she was March 16th.
You're joking.
As well as Justine Baker.
Oh, my favorite impressionist painter. Am I even close on that?
Wait, you're kidding around with Lady Gaga on March 16th,
No,
right?
it's written down right here.
You're kidding me.
No,
I
it was
literally just
it's
threw out
one
a random
Justin Baker.
really
celebrity.
good.
I swear.
2 Deadhead Jimmy,
I had
whoever
no
that is.
idea.
And then 3 Lady Gaga.
Oh,
No.
and Orson Welles. We forgot Orson
Orson Welles, yeah, was born on March 16th.
Okay, Orson Welles, that's very
Yeah.
nice.
Plus,
It's a great day to be born.
now, Doug, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
I heard that you had an ant farm,
That is correct.
and you insisted that all of the ants on your ant farm were born on March 16th.
Well, they weren't all born on March 16th, but I had them all christened on March 16th, so that's the date we're paying
that's the-
attention to.
Okay, I was
They
wondering how
unfortunately,
you did that. And
there was
and you
a
also-
natural gas leak, as happens in
Ooh, I didn't
mines.
hear about this.
So yeah, I'd rather not talk about it. Thank you.
But I heard you also-
poisoned your ant farm?
No,
Is
they
that-
were mining for coal.
And you poisoned them.
No, they
After
poisoned
christening
themselves
them.
because they weren't paying attention to the tiny ant canary that I got them. Also,
I also heard their names were all Ron.
yes, they were.
Good name.
Yeah.
Also, who?
Oh, purportedly, the Apostle Bartholomew.
Oh, interesting. One
Interesting.
of the 12.
I still can't
And-
believe you committed ant genocide. That's insane, Doug.
Genocide is the systematic killing of people.
The systematic killing of ants.
Answer people.
Are ants people?
If you read Sand Kings. A great short story by George R.R. Martin.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway.
Is that why he's not coming out with a new Game of Thrones?
No, he's a great short story writer.
Okay.
I've never read any of his novels.
Oh.
Also, born on March 16th, Richie, the beaver from the Beanie Baby beaver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that selling for like 10 grand?
He was
on
born on March
eBay?
16th. No, I think he's more kind of a regular. He's kind of a regular Beanie Baby.
Nothing special about Richie.
I mean, he's a beaver. I mean, his name's Richie. He was born on March 16th. I think those are all the real special things about him.
Okay, not special enough to demand the big bucks.
Yeah, not in today's market.
Right on.
Finally,
we wrap things up with
presidential ghosts.
presidential ghosts.
Presidential ghosts. That's I like that one the most.
Ooh.
All right, what is
The
this?
ghost of James Monroe.
Yes.
Where does James Monroe haunt?
Yeah, do you think he became a ghost?
Yeah, he definitely became a ghost.
He was
James
ghost worthy.
Monroe. He's probably just cruising the streets of Washington D.C., just roaming around.
Oh, sticking
Doing
around
his
the old
thing.
office.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are no such thing
No
as
such
ghosts.
thing as ghosts. Sorry, Kenzie.
Okay.
We're
Who
close
are you?
answer.
You believe
No
in
such
heaven, but
things
you
in
don't
ghosts.
believe in ghosts. Okay. What's going on here?
I believe in the Holy Spirit.
That's not a ghost
That's not a
because it's
ghost.
also like part God
Very
and
true.
also part Jesus.
in part Father.
Yeah. Okay.
If every ghost was 1/3 crucified Jewish man, then I would probably believe in them.
That's
And
an interesting
It is the case.
criteria.
That's the only one.
Hmm.
The Holy Ghost.
Which one?
The Holy Ghost. He's the only real ghost.
He's the only real ghost?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my mind.
Okay. Right on. Cool.
Dead presidents, you know. Uh huh.